is going on? Today's a very special episode. I mean, I pretty much say that every time we get into a car that I'm legitimately very excited to drive, and this is definitely no exception. Here is a S15 Silvia Spec-R. Now, I know we've filmed S15s on the channel before. Okay, we filmed Charles, his Rocket Bunny S15, but then again, we were just kind of around downtown Vancouver, and we didn't really get to push that car whatsoever because I was dodging potholes the whole time. That's basically what that video was me dodging potholes. So I'm super excited to finally get behind the wheel of a S15 Silvia, and the engine is pretty much bone stock. It's got wheels, it's got a Cybon carbon hood, it's got a Cybon wing as well. This is absolutely massive and super wide. It has got a legitimate Nardi wheel from Italy, obviously. And I mean, I love these cars. I've said it before and I'll say it a million times over. Great looking cars. They're the perfect size. Driving position is awesome. All the inputs are pretty good. And this being stock too, clutch is easy, steering's easy. And I think it's a very, confidence inspiring car. So obviously, if you guys don't already know, the Silvia S15 Spec-R comes standard with the SR20 up front, puts out about 250 horsepower to the cranks in stock form. Now this does have a very rare Japanese exhaust on it. It's catless, it's resonatorless. Some people actually say, and I've heard this many times before from many SR20 owners, will say that the SR20 doesn't sound particularly good. I beg to differ. I mean, it is a pretty drony engine just by design, or not even by design, but just that is a characteristic of the engine that you can't really get rid of. But at the same time, I think turbo 4 cylinders just sound way better than NA 4 cylinders most of the time. It pulls really good. SRs love to live up top. They absolutely do. They're not known for their super punchy torque down low. I mean, 4-cylinder turbos in general, but specifically the SR20. This thing pulls just past 7,000 RPM. It sounds great. Turbo spools up pretty quickly, and you get that nice torque shove, and it just continues to carry. Really bassy, just super bassy. Is the steering as tight as, let's say, an R33 or an R32 GTR? I mean, not quite, but it's very, it's up there. It's up there. Steering is definitely a big thing for me, obviously. Braking, throttle feel, how easily the car revs, how freely it revs, and how I can downshift and stuff. That's the most important stuff to me when it comes to getting into a car like this. And I feel like something like an S15 with a real Cybon carbon hood and the wing to match and everything like that, and really kick-ass wheels. It's got a really cool stance as well, but it doesn't rub, it doesn't scrape, and I feel like a lot of people can still appreciate this car. You know what? I don't get the people that say the SR doesn't sound good. I seriously don't get it. Sure, if you straight up just remove the muffler and make it completely straight piped, they can sound a little off, I guess, but I really don't think that's the case with this car. It really does sound good. It's got a throaty growl. It's not like one constant note. It has some character to it, which I can appreciate. Visibility is super good in this car, kind of as with all S-chassis cars. It's got Megan Racing coilovers on it. Like I said, it's very daily driver friendly, so it... We didn't actually bottom out there. I was expecting we were going to. It's a little bit bouncy. You definitely want some smooth roads for this car, absolutely. But it tracks really nicely. The engine makes awesome noises. And if you are on a road that kind of lends itself to this size of a car, you are just going to have a blast. If you're kind of wondering and you're looking at importing an S-chassis, or any car for that matter, that is similar to an S15, and you're worried that if you don't drive the car first, you might not like it or something, just take my word for it, please. You will not be disappointed by your S15 when you go and drive it. They pretty much just nail everything. Like last week, I actually drove a Silvia, or it was a 240SX rather, S14.5, right? So that's the one, S14 with the S15 front end. And that one was putting out, I think, 500 at the wheels with an SR, which is, I mean, not unheard of, but a lot of people don't go past, 350, maybe 400 at the wheels with the SR, right? A lot of people would at that point get like a R32 engine, like an RB20 or an RB25, or swap that in. But at the same time, the SR is a great engine. It's a really awesome engine. Now, of course, speedometers from Japan only go up to 180 kilometers an hour, and most of them are actually limited somewhere around 180, 190. Not that that's really an issue. I don't think you'd want to go out and change your gauge display necessarily in an S15. It's perfect, okay? Tack right in the middle. That's when you know you get into a sports car, when the tack is dead center, and that's the focus of the car. S15 is best served as a kind of daily, maybe not your daily, but a very streetable, comfortable car that you can also do subtle modifications to and make it very capable on the track with little to no like big parts, right? Like this is stock power, 250 horsepower. In today's world is nothing. I mean, the Nissan Maxima makes like well over 300 horsepower now, but cars are heavier now, cars are bigger, they have more tire resistance, like tires are a lot bigger as well, and they don't feel the same, right? I've never driven a 350 or a 370Z, but to me, the 300ZX feels very fun as well, even though that's a little bit bigger and a little bit heavier. But I really do think the S chassis deserves to be going up in value, I think, if those are the right choice of words for that. Do I think the S15, like really clean S15 Spec-Rs are gonna go up in value? Yes, but not because they're like low production numbers or whatever. I just think they're gonna go up in value the minute they become legal in the States, right? So the owner of this car, Eric, if he keeps it as clean as he does, and he hasn't driven it much, which I could really respect the guy for because it's super clean. But I think they're gonna go up just because they're really good cars. They are really good cars. People always ask me, they're like, oh, you're a Skyline fanboy, you're a GTR fanboy, like R33 GTR, R32 GTR. No, they're popular and they're expensive because they're good cars. Obviously, S15 Spec-R comes with a stock boost gauge on the A-pillar, which is definitely a welcome feature. Really good front end grip, and you know what? You do not have to be going 100% speed to really enjoy this car and to feel the grip and everything. It's a great all-around car. All right, you guys. Well, there we are. Little taste with the S15. You know, enough to put a smile on my face. It's always a good day, nice and sunny out, and smooth roads. That's the takeaway here. And I really can appreciate the S15 in all choices. You know, whether you want to do a show car build or a street car build, a track build. But like I said, this car to me is best served as a daily driver with AC, with power steering, but at the same time, you have no problems taking it to the track and having so much fun in a very capable car, and you can get sideways if you really want to. All in all, thank you so much, Eric, for letting me drive your car. Please, you guys, subscribe. I hope you guys enjoyed this quick taste of an S15, just a short drive today. Tell your friends, and look forward to the day when you Americans can import one of these into the States, because it'll be a good day. All right, hit us up on Instagram, and hit us up on roadsuntraveled.com as well. We put up a podcast every week on iTunes, as well as a few other things. We've got merch and stuff. All the music in this video will be up there as well. So thanks again for watching, you guys. We'll see you next time.